In the fight for global liberation, the United States didn't just bring soldiers, it brought the arsenal of democracy. While the Axis relied on artisan craftsmanship and niche technology, American industry flooded the battlefield with millions of high-powered, reliable weapons that redefined modern warfare. From the iconic ping of the Garand to the heavy thunder of the Sherman, today we are uncovering every major U.S. infantry weapon and armored vehicle used in World War II. Infantry small arms, pistols, caliber .45, M1911A1, the 45. The M1911A1 is the legendary .45 sidearm that earned a reputation for stopping enemies in their tracks with a single shot. You'll recognize its heavy steel frame, short recoil operation, and the 7-round box magazine tucked into the grip. This was the ultimate close-quarters insurance for officers and specialized crews, prized for its massive stopping power and unyielding reliability. Moving from sidearms to the primary reach of the American GI, we have the rifles and carbines. Rifle, caliber .30, M1, the Garand. The M1 Garand is the iconic battle rifle that General Patton called the greatest battle implement ever devised. Look for its long wooden stock and the distinctive ping of the 8-round en-bloc clip as it ejects from the top of the receiver. It gave American infantry a massive fire rate advantage over the bolt-action rifles of the Axis, dominating every theater from Normandy to Iwo Jima. Carbine, caliber .30, M1, M1A1, M2, the carbine. The M1 carbine was the lightweight, handy personal defense weapon that became a favorite for paratroopers and support crews. It features a small, compact frame with 15 or 30-round magazines, while the M1A1 variant is distinguished by its folding wire stock. It was loved for its feather-light weight and ease of use, proving far more effective than a pistol for frontline soldiers. United States Rifle, caliber .30, model 1903, the Springfield. The model 1903 Springfield is the slender bolt-action classic that remained a staple for marksmen long after the semi-autos took over. You'll notice its elegant wooden profile, while the A4 sniper variant is recognizable by the total lack of iron sights to make room for a telescopic lens. It was the primary precision tool for American snipers, valued for its incredible accuracy and smooth cycling action. United States Rifle, caliber .30, model 1917, the American Enfield. The 1917, or American Enfield, was the rugged World War I veteran that was pulled out of storage to arm the expanding U.S. military. It is easily distinguished by the large protective ears over the rear sights and its unusual 6-round internal capacity. While it was eventually phased out for the Garand, it served as a reliable heavy hitter for support units and early war Pacific defenders. When the fighting moved into the ruins of Europe or the jungles of the Pacific, the Americans turned to the submachine guns. Submachine guns. Submachine gun, caliber .45, M1928A1/M1, the Thompson. The Thompson is the world-famous Tommy gun that brought devastating .45 caliber firepower to the infantry squab. Recognizable by its horizontal foregrip and the large actuator on top of the heavy receiver, it was the ultimate trench-clearing tool. It was the most feared close-quarters weapon in the Allied arsenal, capable of shredding enemy assault teams in seconds. Submachine gun, caliber .45, M3A1, the grease gun. The M3 grease gun was the crude stamped metal replacement designed to be cheaper and faster to build than the Thompson. It is instantly identifiable by its industrial, tubular look and the simple wire stock that collapses for easy storage in tanks. While it looked like a workshop tool, armored crews loved it for its compact size and its ability to keep firing even when choked with mud. For the most brutal point-blank encounters in the jungle, American troops relied on the shotguns. Winchester Model 1897, Model 12, the trench gun. The Winchester trench gun was a terrifying pump-action nightmare that brought the power of a hunting shotgun to the front line. Look for the perforated steel heat shield over the barrel and the heavy bayonet lug designed to hold a long M1917 blade. It was a specialized killer in the Pacific, used to clear Japanese bunkers and stop banzai charges with a wall of lead. To keep the enemy pinned down during an advance, the U.S. Army deployed a devastating array of machine guns. Machine guns. Browning Automatic Rifle, M1918A2, the bar. The M1918A2, or the bar, was the heavy-hitting squad automatic weapon that bridged the gap between a rifle and a light machine gun. You'll recognize its long, heavy rifle profile, the 20-round box magazine, and the bipod mounted near the muzzle. It was the backbone of the infantry squad's fire plan, providing the suppressive force needed to overwhelm enemy positions. Browning machine gun, caliber 30, M1919A4/A6, the light Browning. The M1919A4 was the standard air-cooled machine gun that provided the primary firepower for companies and armored vehicles. It is recognizable by its perforated cooling jacket and the low-profile tripod that allowed it to be hidden in small foxholes. This weapon was a workhorse of the war, known for its extreme reliability and its ability to lay down consistent, accurate fire. Browning machine gun, caliber 30, M1917A1, the heavy Browning. The M1917A1 Heavy Browning was the water-cooled defensive specialist used for sustained long-range fire. It features a massive water-filled jacket surrounding the barrel to prevent it from melting during hours of continuous combat. It was the ultimate defensive anchor, capable of stopping massive enemy formations by firing thousands of rounds without ever stopping to cool down. Browning machine gun, caliber 50, M2HB, Deuce. The M2HB, famously known as Deuce, is the legendary heavy machine gun that has remained in service for nearly a century. You'll recognize its massive, black, heavy barrel and the huge receiver that makes every other machine gun look small. It was a terrifying multi-role killer, capable of shredding infantry, shooting down aircraft, and punching straight through light armored vehicles. When enemy tanks appeared on the horizon, the infantry reached for their anti-tank and support weapons. Anti-tank and support weapons. Rocket launcher M1 M9, the Bazooka. The Bazooka was the first widely issued man-portable rocket launcher used in modern warfare, giving the common soldier the power of a tank. It's a simple hollow steel tube with a wooden or metal stock and a primitive battery-powered trigger. This weapon leveled the playing field, allowing a two-man team to shatter heavy bunkers and knock out panzers from the safety of a hedgerow. M18 recoilless rifle, pocket artillery. The M18 recoilless rifle was a specialized 57mm weapon issued late in the war to give infantry their own pocket artillery. It features a vented breech that allows high-pressure gases to escape the back, resulting in zero felt recoil when fired. It was a late-war game-changer, providing direct-fire cannon support to troops in the mountains and jungles, where traditional artillery couldn't reach. Supporting the infantry on every front was the massive fleet of armored vehicles in history. Armored vehicles. Light tank and armored car family. Light tank M3, M5, the Stuart. The M3 and M5 Stuart were fast, agile light tanks used for scouting and high-speed reconnaissance. You'll recognize its high, narrow silhouette and the small 37mm gun that looked tiny compared to the heavy tanks of the era. While it was too light to fight Panthers head-on, it was loved for its speed and its mechanical reliability in the desert and the jungle. Light tank M24, the Chaffee. The M24 Chaffee was the late-war evolution of the light tank, designed to bring serious firepower to a small package. It features a low, sloped profile and a much larger 75mm gun that gave light tank crews far more flexibility against enemy armor and fortified positions. It was a massive leap forward in tank design, offering the mobility of a scout with the punch of a medium tank. Armored car M8, the Greyhound. The M8 Greyhound was a highly mobile 6x6 armored car used for long-range scouting and fast escort duties. It is distinguished by its low, open-topped turret and the boxy hull riding on 6 large wheels. It was the eyes and ears of the cavalry, using its incredible road speed to stay one step ahead of the enemy and report their movements.
At the center of the American armored force was the medium tank family, led by the legendary Sherman. Medium tank family. Medium tank M4 series, the Sherman. The M4 Sherman was the versatile workhorse of the U.S. Army and the primary battle tank of the Western Allies. You'll recognize its tall, boxy hull and the 75mm or 76mm main gun that served in every theater of the war. It was the ultimate jack-of-all-trades tank, and later variants improved crew survivability significantly through innovations like wet ammunition stowage. Carrier Personnel Half-Track M3, the half-track. The M3 half-track was the rugged, armored transport that allowed American infantry to keep pace with the tanks. It is instantly identifiable by the unique combination of truck wheels in the front and caterpillar tracks in the rear. This vehicle transformed the infantry into a mechanized force, moving men and heavy weapons through mud and shell fire with ease. 105mm howitzer motor carriage M7, the Priest. The M7 Priest was the self-propelled artillery piece that provided mobile fire support to armored divisions. It features an open-topped hull and a prominent ring-mounted 50-caliber machine gun that looked like a church pulpit. It was a vital support tool, allowing artillery batteries to displace and fire within minutes to keep the pressure on retreating enemy forces. To counter the heavy armor of the German panzers, the U.S. deployed the specialized tank destroyer family. Tank destroyer family. 3-inch gun motor carriage M10, the Wolverine. The M10 Wolverine was the first dedicated American tank destroyer designed to hunt and kill enemy armor from ambush. You'll see its sloped, pentagonal open-topped turret mounted on a modified Sherman chassis. While it lacked the heavy armor of a tank, its powerful 3-inch gun made it a deadly threat to any German vehicle that strayed into its sights.
76mm gun motor carriage M18, the Hellcat. The M18 Hellcat was a high-speed tank hunting specialist and one of the fastest tracked armored vehicles of the war. It is recognizable by its lightweight, open-topped turret and a specialized suspension that allowed it to hit speeds of 55 miles per hour. It was a hit-and-run master, using its incredible speed to flank heavier German tanks and destroy them before they could even turn their turrets. 90mm gun motor carriage M36, the Jackson. The M36 Jackson was the heavy hitter of the tank destroyer corps, deployed specifically to crack the thick armor of Tigers and Panthers. It is identified by its large, open-topped turret housing a massive 90mm cannon derived from anti-aircraft guns. It was the most powerful anti-tank platform in the U.S. inventory, finally giving American crews the range and punch to win long-distance armored duels. In the final months of the war, the U.S. finally deployed its first true heavy tank. Heavy tank family. Heavy tank, M26, the Pershing. The M26 Pershing was the modern heavy tank that arrived in 1945 to lead the final push into Germany. You'll recognize its low profile, wide tracks, and the massive 90mm main gun that could go toe-to-toe with the legendary Tiger. Though it arrived late, it represented the future of American armor, proving that the U.S. could build a tank as tough and as deadly as anything on the planet. From the unyielding .45 caliber pistol to the massive 90mm gun of the Pershing, these weapons were the tools that secured victory in the greatest conflict in human history. American industry leveraged mass production and practical engineering to overwhelm the Axis war machine with weapons that were reliable, powerful, and built to win. If you want to see how the Axis attempted to counter this massive arsenal, click the video on screen now to see the weapons of the German Wehrmacht. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next deep dive into history.